Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. So today I thought we would do a little bit of a different video. I've never done this kind of video on my channel, but I thought it would be fun to do an opposites video. So what I was thinking is that I can show you one of my biggest plants, one of my smallest plants, one of my oldest plants, one of my newest plants, one of my sharpest plants, and one of my softest plants, and then a plant that is a fast grower and a plant that is a slow grower. So I thought that would be something a little different on the channel. If this is your first time stopping by, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and to all my subscribers and anyone that watches my videos, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. And if you like this type of video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave so I can do more of these types of videos. So let's get started with my largest plant, and it's a plant that I cannot physically carry down here, so I'm just going to show you some clips of it. This plant is a plant that I purchased a long time ago, I would say at least 3 years ago at Lowe's, and when I saw it I just knew I had to have it. So this is a Mohawk Sansevieria. I did a repotting video on this plant, so I will link it above for you guys if you're interested in taking a look at it. When I saw this plant, I knew I had to have it, and it was probably 50 bucks at the time. I was with my husband, and I held on to the plant, and I told him, go get a basket, because I don't want anybody to take this plant. So he ran and got a basket, and he came back, and I put the plant in the basket, and I've been in love with it ever since. It is such a gorgeous, easy plant. And it has produced babies over its time being with me, but I just cut those off and propagate them because I want it to stay as a Mohawk plant, the big full plant that it is. So I do just cut those off, propagate. I have given them to friends, and I also have some in my upstairs. So this is one of my biggest plants, and now I'm going to show you one of my smallest plants. So one of my smallest plants is this Syngonium. It's called a Slim Shady. I did purchase this on Etsy, and I think I did an unboxing. If I did, I will link it above so you guys can take a look at that if you would like. But this plant, I did get 3 of them. 2 of them did not make it, but this one has been doing okay for me. It does get yellow leaves here and there, but so far it is doing okay. And it is such a small little plant, but I absolutely love this plant. It is one of my favorite Syngoniums, and it was labeled as a Syngonium Slim Shady. It's supposed to have longer, slender leaves, but so far these just look like the regular Syngonium. But it's in such a cute little pot. So this is one of my smallest plants. Okay, so now let's talk about one of my oldest plants. I'm going to insert a picture of this plant when I first got it. It is a Philodendron Brazil, and it is one of my favorite plants. And I'm just going to show you clips of it because it is up on my wall, and it does hang, it does drape over another shelf, so I don't want to have to untangle it just to get it down. But I will show you clips of this plant. I love it so much. It is such an easy grower. It grows so much for me. It grows on the top, and it does grow on the bottom. It grows long vines. This is one of my easiest plants. I've had it for such a long time. It has never given me a problem. It looks beautiful on the shelf that it's on. So this is one of my oldest plants and one of my most loved plants. Now I'm going to show you one of my newest plants. So this is one of my newest plants. This plant I did get for my birthday. My husband bought it for me. I told him that I wanted it. It is from Costa Farms, and he ordered it for me, and I'm so happy that he did. It is such an interesting plant. It is the Cactus erythrophilus rubra, I think is what it's called, and it does have the red leaves underneath and then the very green on top. So it does look a lot like my Syngonium erythrophyllum. This plant is so beautiful. It's so awesome. And I will insert some pictures of what it looks like when it gets really big. And just the growth pattern to me was really interesting. So it has been doing pretty good for me. It does have a little new growth coming in down there. So I'm really excited for that. It has been a really easy plant so far. It did have one dead leaf when it came to me, but it was shipped, so that's to be expected. But this is one of my newest plants, and it's doing very well, and I really, really love this plant. I'm so happy that my husband bought it for me. Next up, I'm going to show you guys one of my sharpest plants. This is my twisted cactus. So I did purchase this plant probably, I would say at least 6 months ago, maybe even more. And I was so happy to find this plant. It does have very sharp spines on it though, but it's such a beautiful plant. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I ran upstairs to get it. It is upstairs. It does sit with my other cacti because it gets a lot of sunlight up there. I am going to do a plant tour coming up soon. I'm getting ready to film that video. I'm just trying to film it when my house is quiet, which is hardly ever, but there's always somebody doing something or needing to do something or needing me for something. So I'm going to film that video when I get a minute, but this one does sit upstairs with all my other cacti. It does get a lot of sun. It's a super easy plant. Of course, it's a cacti. It is one of my sharpest plants. And then my Philodendron Micans is one of my softest plants. Philodendron Micans, as you guys know, they have very soft, velvety leaves. This plant is doing very good for me. The only thing is it gets these very small leaves. I was hoping that they would get the bigger leaves that like it came with, but it's just putting out all these little tiny leaves, but it is trailing. But this plant is so beautiful. The leaves are so soft. I love to touch them and just feel how velvety they are. But this is one of my softest plants, my Philodendron Micans. Now I'm going to show you one of my fastest growing plants, and that is this Monstera adansonii. This plant I did get at Lowe's. I think I took you guys with me. It was a video where I was buying a plant for my plant wall, and this plant does sit on my plant wall. It sits really close to the grow light, so it is a really fast grower. It puts out so many new leaves all the time. This plant is such an easy plant. It really gives me no problems at all. And I just love it so much. I just think it's so pretty. And it's always putting out new leaves for me. So I would definitely say this is one of my fastest growing houseplants. Now I'm going to show you one of my houseplants that is just a slow grower. I don't think this plant has grown very many leaves for me at all. It's not the easiest plant, I would say, to take care of. This is a Hoya Lachinosa. I did find this plant at my favorite nursery, and I just thought it was really cute, and so I picked it up. It does have thinner leaves than a Hoya, so it does need more water than most of my Hoya, so I think that I tend to underwater it just because it's a Hoya, but I think it needs more water. Maybe it will produce more leaves for me. but I just think that it is overall a slow grower. For me, in my house, I don't really even think that it's grown too many leaves at all. I do see a few up here that are starting, but it's nothing to write home about. So I would say this is one of my slowest growing plants, my Hoya Lachinosa. Okay, you guys, so I just wanted to jump on real quick, do this quick video, just to see if it's a video that you guys like. If you like the opposites video, please give this video a thumbs up so I know to do more. If you want to see more plant videos from me and join our plant community, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, guys, bye.